Okay, so today I wanted to go through a bit of a summary of and some new findings on identifying fake leads and fake conversions. So someone reached out to me saying that they've been able to identify a situation where someone is firing their conversion pixels, um, which they believe is not from their website. So I'm not quite sure. I didn't bother going down the rabbit hole to see if that's even possible, but let's assume for a second that it is possible. What can you do about it, right? So that was the first thing. Someone also posted this week about getting fake leads and stuff like what's the best way to eliminate those things. These are things that we've addressed at different points in the past on these calls and also in the post in the Lead Talk users group. But I thought it'd be good to have a bit of a refresher because obviously, everybody's learning has probably the people out there who have not been applying this. So this is a good opportunity for you to apply it. And for anyone who perhaps has forgotten some of these things, then it's a refresher. And there are some new things that I'd like to add as well from my experiences over the last few weeks. All right. So I was looking for some tools. There's so many out there, so I'm not going to suggest any particular one, but there's one that one of the Facebook users asked about. So I'll share my thoughts on that because I've had some experience with that in the past. So with that said, let's share my screen, which is going to be share screen, and if you could just confirm for me with a quick comment that you can actually see my screen okay. I hope you can, because I've done that in the past. We've gone and presented 5 or 10 minutes worth, and someone says, "Oh, we can't see what you're referring to." So if you can see my screen, which says Conversion Lab 17th Feb, please give it a thumbs up or a quick comment in the chat. Can you see my screen? Hey, Jason, if you could, or Jay, just give it a bit of a thumbs up or a comment. Just want to make sure you can see my screen because I've just changed my settings with the upgrade with Apple OS. So I just want to make sure that everything's working as expected because sometimes it does the extra security stuff. Oh, perfect. Thank you. All right. Awesome. Okay, slideshow. Okay, so I wanted to break it down into two separate ways. Number one is what can you do at the traffic source? What can you do with respect to the traffic source? And the secondly is what can you do inside your funnel? Because there are things that you can do in both. And depending on your circumstance, you can choose one or both. Well, usually you want to do both, but I'll go through what they are, and then you can ask me any further questions if you have about this. So firstly comes the targeting stuff, which is one of the fastest way to remove kind of like bad traffic. And this is just across the board, irrespective of bots or not, is your positive targeting, which a lot of people do. So, for example, you'll target the US or you target the UK or you target a specific state or province or city or whatever it is, but then you don't target or you don't exclude the negatives, what you don't want. And that's often a quick win. Now, I would not start with this. I would just go with the positive one. And if you see this as an issue, or maybe you want to do a test and you run another one with the negative targeting as well. So what I mean by that is they're basically positive, negative, just good words to use, but I actually mean exclusions. So I want to include, say, Australia or the US, but I want to exclude all the other countries, which is a little bit different to just including the US or just including Australia, or just including whatever, and not excluding anybody, right? So you want to have both for risk to have an effect. So in one of the funnels that someone did reach out about this very specific problem. And when we did this, they were able to remove, I think they were saying that about 30% of traffic was coming from outside of the target area. We were able to bring it down to about 10%, pretty much by just using this one setting. So if you pull out all of your data and if you're using lead took in this case and you're pulling out all your lead data, you'll be able to see because we give you geo data of where the traffic is coming from. And if you see there's a whole lot of traffic that's non your target area, so i.e. let's say non-US, then you can say like, well, hang on a second, Facebook or Google, whoever it is charging me, let's say $1,000 for the week, but 30% of my traffic is not US traffic. And so now you've got basically, you've got $300 worth of money that's just down the toilet or down the drain because there's not much you can do with it. And so obviously that traffic may not even be converting or whatever it is, or it physically can't convert because it's not from the country and that's what you're targeting. So you're having an impact on your cost per acquisition or your CPAs just by tolerating outside of area traffic in your funnel. All right, so that would be the the first quick sort of win to do that. Now, obviously, if you're running a global traffic, then you may include certain regions of the area of the world where you're not getting conversions from. So I won't mention the country, but there was one funnel that I worked on some years ago now, where the refund rate was almost 100% from that one part of the world. So they excluded that part of the world from the analysis. And in fact, they came about as a casual conversion, saying, how can we increase our conversions, or how can we increase the profitability of our funnel? And I said, well, have you done like a geo analysis or a device analysis? They're like, oh no, we haven't. I said, well, let's pull some data out. So we pulled the data out, and we very quickly uncovered that one country had an almost 100% refund rate. So they just excluded the country from traffic, or if you happen to sneak into the funnel, say from an affiliate who's sending you traffic, and that traffic was wasn't from the right country, then you would redirect them to something else, or you just would not process their order or something along those lines. Right? So you want to be that is available to you to do right now, irrespective of wherever you are in the journey of building out your funnels. Next is your various UTMs and identifying your non-ad traffic. So obviously your UTMs is an obvious one. You're tracking link differences. So some have UTMs, some don't have UTMs, things of that sort. I'm going to quickly, on the next slide, when I look at the funnel, I'll show you some specific differences. In fact, you know what? Let's do it right now. Might as well do it right now. All right. So what I did was early today, last week I shared this tactic or technique, but I didn't go deep enough, and it was annoying me over the weekend. So I had a look, and I wanted to make sure that there weren't other differences that we have not picked up. So, for example, here's an ad from Macquarie Bank here in Australia. I just went to the ads manager and picked up the ad library, I should say, and picked up an ad. And I went to that ad using the link. So I went, did this, and I came here and did the right mouse click, copy link, and that took me to this page. And then I also clicked on the ad itself from the bank. So the ad in my news feed versus an ad from the ad library. And so one takes me here and the other one takes me here. So they both go to the same page. But if you have a look, there are some specific differences in this. So have a look at this page. This get request is much bigger, or has many more characters than this get request. So I was like, oh, I wonder what other differences are there that you could potentially use to do this. So this is probably going to end up becoming a feature, hopefully within the next week or so, inside Leads Hook. So what I did was I added it into ChatGPT, a very, very simple prompt. I said, hi, I want you to identify the differences between the traffic that comes from the Facebook, I should have said, ads library, not ads manager, ads manager versus the Facebook ad itself. I'll provide the header from the ads library, followed by the ad. Please find differences no matter how small. And that's the ads library, copy and paste. So all I did was I just came over here and copied all of this. So just did that, copy, and then paste, and then did the same thing on this side here, copy and paste. And I said, all right, so there you go. There's the ads library version, and there's the ad version that starts here. And I asked it to find differences. I'm aware of certain differences that it does have, but I wanted to see what other differences are there. For example, they use a different protocol, right? So you could identify your traffic based on that. You could also identify, obviously, the UTM one, which is with the one that I shared last week. You've definitely got that. So the ads library, the manager is the library. So ads library is showing you that, but the ad request has got additional UTMs. Also, there is extra query that is being added into when it comes to the ad request. There's also some differences here. There's also got the cross-policy differences, including there's some connection differences, and there's so on and so forth. So there's a few ways in which you can identify very quickly, easily. I'd probably just go with the UTMs. I'm only sharing this firstly to showcase that you can actually just copy and paste stuff inside ChatGPT and get you to find your differences for you. And so therefore you can come up with a very sophisticated way to make sure that nothing gets through by using any of these other types of differences that there exist. Right, so we can clearly see there are differences, and you would identify those, add those to a decision node inside LeadSource. That's the yellow node. I'll just show that inside this one right here. So if you are a LeadSource user, I can't see why you shouldn't be, but it's this yellow one right here. Allows you to set up multiple conditions about what is whatever, and we provide a whole bunch of geo and traffic data, which I'll come to very shortly. So that is what you would be doing to find the differences, and you would redirect them into different directions. Right. So the other thing is obviously you want to, that's this part here. You want to fire a separate tracking event. So if you find that the traffic is coming from, for example, ads library, then you want to very quickly fire a custom conversion event or a conversion event and then exclude that from the audience. Just be careful. I'm not recalling it properly right now, but there are some conversion events that cannot be used for other purposes. So you can use it for reporting, but you can't use it for like exclusion audiences and stuff like that. So just make sure that you are using the right type of a conversion event. Sometimes custom conversions won't allow you to do that sort of thing. So just make sure you use the right one. Where possible, just use a normal conversion event, either so like a lead event with a different parameter, or an event that you are not using. So say, for example, using just lead gen, and there's Facebook provides you with a conversion event called purchase or something, but you're not, so you would fire purchase, or you would use the purchase event to identify all the bad traffic. And then you would exclude that from the audience. And then obviously you would exclude that from your targeting, right? So that allows you to very quickly see to remove these people from ever seeing the ads ever again. And over time, that data set just keeps building, right? The other one is the fake conversion events. This is the one that someone reported to me via a private message saying, hey, they've got a funnel where they've got someone who's firing lots of fake events. And once again, I didn't get a chance to review their funnel, so I don't know the specific details of it or how it's even possible. But let's assume, for argument's sake, that it is possible. Then what can you do? Well, there's two things you can do. The first one is traffic permissions inside Facebook itself. This was Facebook traffic they were talking about. So I'm just going to show that to you. So there's a little section here under the settings for your pixel that says traffic permissions, and you can actually add in the domains that you want to permit, and you want to add domains that you obviously want to block. And so you would add so only your domain would be added here. So even if someone were to steal your pixel, which is not that hard, you can just find out someone's pixel ID, add that to another website, and just start firing events. So hopefully, I'm not sure whether they've got this setting in place or not, but I did tell them that I'll record a video about it so they can get it from here. You would just exclude that from your traffic permissions inside Facebook, right? And that would be the other way to eliminate that. The second way is to move all of your conversions. So let's say in this specific example, that is true, and this is not working as expected, and they're not able to remove the fake conversions that are coming through. Then what else could you do? Well, you could actually just move everything to server-side conversions. And so inside LeadSource, they're pretty easy to set up. Just set that up, and therefore you would eliminate that problem because all your conversions would be going via server side or something along those lines. You can make some adjustments there, all right, to do that. Okay, but also you're adding in the decision node here, so you're also trying to remove the traffic and fire a separate conversion for it. So over time, things should start clearing up for you, right? Well, once you've identified the problem. Now, the next one is the funnel. So the incoming traffic, we looked at the header differences. I think we had someone who joined up a few minutes late. So I'm just going to go through here and just share that what I did was I added in the header from the ad. and then one from the ads library. And when you add those in this case, ChatGPT was able to identify some distinct differences between the traffic that's coming from one source versus the other. You would then add a decision node about that inside your leads decision tree or any other tool that you might be using to identify the traffic that's coming from Ads Manager and just remove it from your funnel. Right, so that's that. Use a decision node of it. Obviously, you take them down a fake funnel, you fire a conversion for that, you exclude that person forever from it. The next thing you can do is you add to exclusion file. So this is where you'd be adding a webhook and send the data outside of Leads Hook, and you want to start capturing all of this, including the geo data and the device data. So just to show you what that looks like, if I go into my custom fields here, so admin custom fields, you'll see that there's a whole bunch of geo data here. So you want to identify that. You also want to grab the device. And then what you want to do is you want to do something very similar to what I did here, is to upload a CSV file or whatever it is, and get it to pick up any specifics that it finds, to see if there's any patterns here of outside the area traffic or some fake user agents and things of that sort. Once again, use a decision node and get rid of them. You could also add in phone verification, email verification, and SMS verification. That's an extra step that you can take. Right, so these are all things that you can do without any new tools, without any of this extra stuff. It's all provided inside Leads Hook. It's just utilizing the tool that you already have at a much higher level or in a different way. All right. Then what you do is comes the last step, which is the data mining. This is where it's you may have a sophisticated attack that's coming through. So you only find out that the leads are fake post the lead gen process. So a tool is not picking it up, or you're not able to identify it using any one of the other previous methods that are shared, and you happen to run into something that is not easily identifiable. An example of this would be where I'm just going to stop recording so I can share it with just people on the call what you could do, because you could use it yourself if you wanted to. Okay, so we resume the recording again. So what you would do here is your sales team or somebody would tell you after the fact that these leads are fake. So what you want to do is you want to create a CSV file. So you want to take those people. So once again, you're passing the lead ID or some unique identifier is going into your CRM and or sales system or client, for that matter. And they will get back to you with just saying, hey, listen, these are the fake leads that we received. What you would do is you would identify those people inside your leads file or the CSV that you've got, add an extra column and add those ones as fake, and then next to it and fill all the rest of them with true or correct or real. And then what you do is you would ask, once again, do something very similar to this and ask the AI to find the differences between the two to see if we can identify any patterns. Previously, you would have to do a pivot table and all kinds of stuff, but these days you can just tell the AI to do it. And it's probably going to find you some patterns related to the geolocation coming from and or the device and things of that sort. Now, you could actually take that. So the attack that I told you about, we were able to identify a specific country and a specific set of IPs that were being used to attack. So we then took those things, we put them in a decision node, and we kicked them out of the funnel. And in fact, we did another conversion. We fired a different conversion event for them, and then excluded that from the ad itself, and so on and so forth. Back then, this is about 4 years ago now, 3 years ago now. So I wasn't clued in as much as I am now about the differences that you can get from the header information, so the UTMs and the length of the Facebook click ID and those sort of things. So these days, I think we'd do the cleaning up process much faster. But anyway, leaving that aside, that's how you would end up doing it, and you exclude them from your any fake leads that are coming through. Now, if that's still not working, because you've got perhaps an AI-based system that's doing it, so it's a much more sophisticated, and you could that one gets a little bit difficult. I'm not even sure if someone like an Aurora could be identifying that. That's the question that got asked, is what do I think of the tool? Of the handful of people that I know, there's some people just use it. I don't think they have a question that it doesn't work. I had one person who did a split test with it, and he found that it was just an expensive price to pay for not much difference in their funnel. So I think you should test it and just make sure that you are keeping the tool honest as well, and don't take it as at face value. Make sure you run it through two separate funnels, one with and one without, and see if it's able to do the job that it's supposed to do. Because I believe from memory it's about a couple of grand a month minimum to use the tool, which is awfully pricey. So that's why I wanted to share these other methods first that don't require any cash expenditure to add into your funnel, and then you can use that to take care of the elimination of the fake leads and stuff. And then finally, if none of that works, then you can identify. Then you can start using perhaps one of these extra external tools that can be a bit pricey. All right. So the issue, once again, like I said, is always reliability, and it starts removing real traffic. So you want to test it first before you roll it out to everything. And unless you're running, and also you want to keep running a test every few weeks, just to make sure that you're not needlessly excluding real leads, because the people who are coming to your site to do this are improving their ways of doing it as well. Right. So once again, it's a real annoyance of a problem. But these are some quick methods that if you add in, while you may not be able to eliminate, all of the problem, hopefully it eliminates most of the problem. The best part is, sorry, one word I did want to share is you never want to let them know that they're fake, and you just want to take them down and give them a real experience. So take them through the whole thing, give them a real experience of what it's like to go through a funnel, even collect their name and email, and then fire an event to identify that they were a fake lead. But the important part is not to say, hey, can you please enter another phone, or you can please enter another email or whatever. That's not the point here. You want to get them to go through the entire funnel, but you exclude them from your main data set, but you fire all of that back into Facebook or Google, whatever it is, as a negative audience, and exclude that person out. Hey, Brian, good to see you on the call. Right, that kind of covers what I wanted to cover for the different ways in which you can identify fake traffic and fake conversions. Hey, man, good to see you here. Long time. Any questions on this stuff that we have just covered about this stuff? And is there anything that you want me to go through? I'm happy to go through a summary or something of that sort if you prefer, or something that wasn't clear. So this only matters at scale. Obviously, if you do it up front, that's going to be great too. But at scale is where it's actually going to generate more value for you, because obviously you're spending a lot of money to do it. So is there any? If there's no more questions on this, I'll move on to just opening it up to see if there's any other questions, or happy to run through it again. Looks like two people have dropped out, so I can run through a summary again. If you want, just give me a thumbs up, hands up, or something. Jay, was it all clear? Yeah. Yeah, correct. Yeah, server-side conversions is definitely the way to go. So, Brian, just for your benefit, I know you run a bit of traffic. Yeah, no problem. Baby's sleeping. So, Brian, just for your benefit, I'll quickly just summarize it. So a few ways to make sure you don't get bad traffic is you can do negative targeting, so exclusion. So most people will add US, Australia, whatever for their positive targeting, but they'll never include the rest of the other countries as an exclusion. That you will usually remove a lot of bad traffic. I also shared that the traffic that comes from Ads Manager, comes from Ads Library, is, while it goes to the same page, it actually has a different pattern. The way it arrives on the page is a little bit different. So, and you can see that's from the ad itself. As you can see, it's a much longer request versus that's coming from the ads library. So you can actually identify the traffic that's coming from ads library, which obviously is going to be a competitor, or someone who's just snooping around. Real people don't go to ads library. So you can actually eliminate that traffic by adding in, if you're using lead hook, then you would add in one of these orange nodes, and you would create a condition to identify that traffic that's coming from ads library, and take them down a different pathway in your funnel. So you'd actually move them down a different path, and that way you would identify that. You would obviously fire a different conversion event or a custom conversion event and exclude them from your targeting, so they never actually get to see your ad. Inside Facebook itself, there's this section right here. I'm not sure, most people don't use it. You can actually put down what domains you allow your traffic from and what domains you don't allow your traffic from, so you can actually go and adjust that. You can also move to server-side conversions. This in particular was about those, someone reported that they had someone who was firing fake conversions. And so the one way to get around it would be to do this, apart from the other things that I've mentioned. Right, then comes the funnel part. So this is the media buying side. This is the funnel part, where what you can do is once again, add a decision node, take them down a different fake funnel. The point I was making is you want to take them really go through the whole experience of name, email, phone number, the whole shebang. Well, don't do verification. Don't waste your credits on needless fake traffic, and then identify them. Because the issue is that you don't want to let them know that because then they'll change the tactic. You might as well just let them think that they're actually, winning. At exclusion, we provide inside LeadsHook quite a bit of geo and data, so it's available for you to easily find out. There was a very large attack that happened to one of the LeadsHook users. We were able to use this data to identify the pattern that they were using, and we added that pattern into, once again, the decision node, and removed it from the funnel, but never telling them that that's what was happening. As a result, they never found out that we actually knew that we were removing them. Right, so once again, any outside of geo area, remove that, any fake user agents, all that sort of stuff. This, pretty simple to do. All you got to do is just get a CSV file with real leads, get the CSV file with your fake leads that you've identified, and tell ChatGPT, it's saying, hey, can you just find the differences of what they are? Look at all the data I'm giving you, and it'll identify the IP addresses, user agents, and also the technical stuff. You can then bring into this yellow node, remove it, and it's done. All right, obviously you can add in phone verification, email verification, and SMS verification as additional points of check. You can also do, the Google, what do you call it, check as well. And that's it. Cool, that kind of covers the whole thing. If there's anything else, please let me know. If there's no other questions. Well, Jay, it's just me and you on the call. So if there's any questions you have, I'm happy to answer that, or we'll call it a night. Cool. All right. Okay. Well, no more questions. So what I'll do is, no, all good. All right. All right. See you same time, same place next week, and we'll chat soon. Thank you so much.